Welcome back, guys. I'm Fanny Pack Swag, and today we are going to be going over ways that you can increase your utility damage. Um, I was just in a game a couple hours ago, and I had over 600 utility damage, and that's a lot of damage. That's 6 kills all up combined. And I want to be going over like why these things are important, different ways that you can use your utility intelligently, and like really just what it means for the outcome of a game. Uh, and even if you're not doing utility damage, using your utility in the correct way is going to be something that is going to win you more rounds. No matter how you splice it, you always got to look at the bright side here. So the map that I've chosen is obviously Inferno, and I chose Inferno for a reason. That reason is that Banana is a huge place of contention for both the CTs and the terrorist control, and the terrorist team. Whoever maintains banana control effectively, whoever can get it round in, round out, maintain that control, is going to win more rounds on Inferno. It's a huge piece on how the game plays out in Inferno. So I'll show you a little bit on how I use my utility whenever I play a B on the CT side. Usually, I'll come up here. First thing I'll throw is either a nade, like right there. I'll show you kind of where that lands. Yeah, right around there. Right at the bottom of banana. So after I get done throwing that nade down there, I'm molly close. If I'm the first person in. If I have another teammate behind me, those are the nades that I'm throwing. If another teammate is in front of me and I'm coming up, so he had a better spawn position than I did, and I didn't have the greatest one, I'll throw my nade like that. Still at the bottom of banana, but a little bit more forward. And the reason that I bounced it off the wall here instead of throwing that exact same nade that I had is because I had a worse spawn point. So that means that the terrorist team is going to be farther up if they decided that they wanted to rush banana and they wanted to gain that early control. So I accommodate to that. Now, those are the typical ways. And after that, I'll probably save my molly. I know that some people like the molly far, molly close, like throw 2 mollies. I like to keep the molly for a little bit later on, and I'll show you why in just a second. But that nade damage is super important. Even if I'm not lighting them up and it doesn't hit anybody directly, let's say, okay, that's the nade right there. And let's say that I'm like back here as a terrorist, and I got another terrorist that's like back here. It's not doing a huge amount of damage, but let's say it does a moderate amount of damage to the point that it does 20 damage. Well, as everybody knows, the M4 is not a one-shot headshot at full health. If you knock 2 of those players down 10, 20 health, you've just made your M4 into an AK with a one-shot dink. That can be huge. I don't know how many times I've dinked a person that was at full health and was not able to get the follow-up shot because they dinked me right back with an AK. That's just the way things go. I played it right. I mean, maybe I only was able to get 1 bullet off, and that 1 bullet hit him in the head. That's huge right there. Going forward in the round, right? For either yourself or for your other teammates. Now, the reason that I will also switch up the way that I use my utility is that, like anything else, like the way that you move or the way that you play, you do not want to become predictable, right? So I don't want, if I'm the B player at banana, every single round, if I throw that grenade every single round or a similar grenade, it doesn't matter where I throw it. If I throw it the same time, the same way every single round, the terrorists are going to start catching on to that, and it's not going to be as effective. You need to change up the timings as well, right? So let's say that I've thrown that nade, I've thrown that nade a couple different times. Cool. Maybe I won't throw my nade until a little bit later into the round, the next round. I might come up, drop a smoke here or a molly here, just so I know that you can't come up through banana. I want you to get some sort of banana control, but I don't want you to be able to get up to car. I'll wait an extra 5-10 seconds for you to gain some map control. And then I'll throw my nade right up here, right in the middle, top of banana, because I assume that you took that control. I gave you that control. Why wouldn't you take it? Sometimes they're just making plays on the other end of the map, or sometimes they are skeptical, even though they have control. Maybe they don't realize they have control. It's hit and miss with just about everything, right? But another way that you can increase your utility damage is by using your smoke and your molly really effectively. And what I mean by that is that I'm the B player, right? Start of the round, and we're coming up. And I throw my nade down here, and I just got flashbangs bouncing off here. I got a molly that came down here. Smoke up here on that molly that they originally used on car. They've used a lot of utility so far, so I can assume that they're going to start rushing banana. Okay? So instead of me trying to sit here and hold the site right here, I might just try and bait them into something, right? So I'm going to let them come up banana. Or maybe I'll throw my nade here. Right? I throw my nade, so I do a little bit of utility damage. Then I drop my smoke. They're still pushing. Drop your molly right in front of the smoke. So once they come through that, they might be able to hear it. They'll be able to hear it on the other side. But once they come through that smoke, they're just running into fire. So if you've already hit them with your grenade down here for 20-30 damage, and then they have to run through your molly for another 30-40 damage, they're one shot by the time that they get on site, and some of them might even be dead. They might not have even been able to survive the utility itself, depending on where they were, right? Another way that you can kind of increase your utility damage, besides changing the timings and changing the placements, right here. So I'm going to throw this flashbang, peek out a little bit, so it makes them fall a little bit off. I can throw that down there. I might not even be doing a whole lot of damage right there. That might not have been the point, was to do damage, but to stop the rush. Or maybe with the molly, sometimes mollies, they can decrease the visibility. So I wanted to come over here because it's a little bit harder to see me through that molly, right? So those are a couple different things that you can do with your utility just to use it more efficiently and to be able to influence rounds. Because like I said, if you do 10-20 damage with your utility to a couple terrorists every round, immediately you've already gotten the headshot down to a one-shot headshot. And if you've done 10 damage, then you'll never be that guy that does 94-4, right? So those little bits and pieces of damage, they really start to add up throughout the entire game, throughout the entire match. And the more damage that you are able to consistently do with what you purchase, your molly, your grenade, and anything else, the more damage that you're consistently able to do, theoretically, that just says that I'm going to win more rounds because I've done more damage with the tools that I've been provided, and that means I'm going to win more games, right? That's an easy translation, and it just makes you a better Counter-Strike player overall. And you can always look for different ways and different timings as well. So just because you have a grenade and a molly doesn't necessarily mean you need to throw it down banana, right? If I just wanted to like come up here at the start of the round, and let's say I wanted to peek them, so I throw a nice little flashbang, and I peek down and I shoot a little bit. But let's say that I saw a couple down there and they did a fair amount of damage to me. Let's just say that I'm at like 25 HP, right? I'm not sitting pretty, so I have to fall back. I drop my smoke here. Use your ears. Like whenever you hear that they're up at car, bounce it off the skybox. You know, a bonsai motherfucker right there. You could do the same thing with your molly. Just jump throw it. and you can land it right on top of them. So just try to find creative ways to use your utility, because you're going to buy it anyways, and there's not a whole lot of sense in just randomly throwing it just to throw it. Make sure that you're throwing it for a reason, that you have some sort of calculation in mind. And I mean, long term, if you're consistently able to do a lot of utility damage to these players at B while you're holding B, they might not want to take banana control because it's worth too much. The only times that they'll really take banana control are when they're serious, is whenever they're going to rush or whenever they're going to throw some set smokes and hit you with a piece, right? Or a set piece. So just little things like that are going to make you a better Counter-Strike player. They're going to get you more kills, more assists, more round wins, and eventually more rank ups if you do it right. All right, guys. So that's all I really got for you today on increasing your utility damage. Just a couple tips and tricks. It's not an exhaustive list, but it's just something that I was thinking about and that I realized. Go ahead and drop in the comments what you would like to see in the future. Subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. I'm coming out with content all the time, live streams. You can find me at on Facebook at facebook.com/fannypackswag, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.